what's up, my flaky little apple turnovers, or, whatever flavor you feel like you're vibing with today. Maybe it's cherry, maybe it's strawberry rhubarb. Regardless, it's 2019. Do your thing, boo. Regardless, this is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and today on The Daily Grind, we're back with another installment of Rob reads you shit that you don't want to read yourself, the Empyrean edition, because, for those of you who don't know, it is currently live on PC. Now, if you guys did not check out my previous video, I actually went ahead and covered all of the Empyrean collections, so the Sigma series as well as the Excalibur Deluxe ones. I'll leave a link up in the top corner as well as down in the description box below, just in case you want to take a closer look at that. Regardless, the Ginger Ninja herself is beckoning us to join on our space pirate voyage. Now, as you can see, Empyrean Update 27, take flight. Empyrean has arrived. Your journey with your Railjack has just begun. We're here to answer one simple question for you. How do I play Empyrean? If you have completed the Rising Tide quest, you're ready. If not, squad up with a Railjack ready Tenno or begin the quest yourself. Earth Proxima, Saturn Proxima, and Vale Proxima are destinations your Railjack can access with this update. Things get harder the further from Earth you stray. Prepare yourself and your squad. It will take time to master your Railjack. Empyrean brings the foundations of a new progression system, Intrinsics, as well as a completely new Avionics, gear, and resources for you to earn and find. You and your crew will need to stay together to stay alive. This is the beginning of Empyrean. War is coming. Is your crew ready? The Warframe team. Hello, and thank you for flying with Warframe Empyrean. The following notes are your go-to manual and guide towards the success of your own Railjack experience. We have split the Empyrean category of the notes into two main sections. We have pre-flight, everything you need to know to arm your vessel for Grofit, and in-flight operations, what you will experience whilst aboard your Railjack. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with pre-flight. If you've been following along with the development of Empyrean, you'll know that this ambitious content is highly geared towards the co-op experience. It's entirely possible solo, but the difficulty may be overwhelming. Greater solo support will be coming in 2020 with the command Intrinsic, explained below under Intrinsics. Finished Rising Tide? The time has come to breathe life into your dormant Railjack. Enter your Railjack and proceed to the reliquary located in the aft. It doesn't say craft, it definitely says aft. From there, you'll initiate a mission to seek the missing piece before you can take flight. Good luck, Tenno. Research. The research console on your dry dock allows access to different armaments and components towards your Railjack in your clan. The research will be clan-wide, and players will be able to fabricate the completed research for their respective Railjack. Further clarification. Fabrication requirements are per player, research requirements are per clan. The base MK of each component, shield array, engine, reactor, and armament, nose turret, wings, turrets, and ordnance are available to research. Once you have fully researched the base MK, the next MK is unlocked for research, with MK3 being the max. I don't know what MK means, but I don't like it. Then we have wreckage. This I'm not super duper excited about. I haven't read too further into it, but I've seen some graphics. Components and armaments can also be found in missions as wreckage. Items from long destroyed Railjacks in the Old War. Well, I was wrong. These wreckage parts require repairs to bring them back from their former glory, which you can either fund, similar to Foundry, with the use of a rush repair drone in the configure panel to instantly turn it from wreckage to usable gear. Find it in the market. You're gonna notice a little bit of that, alright? Each wreckage part has its own unique set of stats that can be applied, such as status effects, increased fire rate, etc. If you decide this wreckage part is not needed in your inventory, you can choose to scrap it in two different ways. Scrapping a wreckage item before repair grants Dirac, the currency used to upgrade your avionics grid, or your avionics themselves, similar to Endo. Scrapping a wreckage item after repairing gives you back your crafting materials you spent to repair it, titanium, carbides, etc. It sounds like scrapping wreckage before you repair it sounds better, because you get the new resource. I don't know, we'll see. Wreckage parts belong to their respective house, Laven, Vidar, and Zetki. which you will see also referred to in the Avionics section. You can have a capacity of max 30 wreckage in your inventory. Any new wreckage obtained will be automatically scrapped for Dirac. So managing your inventory and repairing when able is important. Interesting. I really want to see exactly what this repairing stuff entails. Configure Railjack. The Configure Railjack console on your dry dock is the home for the guts of your Railjack and your own personal set of skills as Tenno. Components. Equip your desired shield array, engines, and reactor to your Railjack. Here is where you can also repair or scrap your wreckage components. Shield array determines your Railjack's shield capacity and regeneration rate / decay. Engines determines your Railjack's top speed, acceleration, and handling, which is your turning rate. And then your reactor determines your Railjack's avionics capacity for avionics, as well as flux energy capacity for tactical abilities and battle avionics. Okay, so that's kind of like the breakdown of exactly what's going to contribute to your Railjack parts, aka your big flying MOA. Armaments. Equip your desired nose turret, wing turrets, and ordnance for your Railjack. Here is where you can also repair or scrap your wreckage armaments. Nose turret, the Railjack turret solely used by the pilot. Wing turrets, the Railjack turrets that are located on both port and starboard side of the Railjack and can be used by non-pilot crew members. Ordnance. Ordnance weapons are more powerful than your turrets, but are limited by munitions to get you out of some hairy situations. So those munitions are actually what we saw previously, that you actually had to craft up using the new resources that you found on the planets. Avionics. This is where you can really boost your Railjack's functionality. Avionics attribute your Railjack's overall performance and destructive capabilities. All players will be provided with 3 complementary avionics to give them a head start on outfitting their Railjacks. Bulkhead increases your Railjack's hull. Hyperstrike increases all turret damage. And Hull Weave increases your Railjack's armor. The avionics screen is split into numerous sections. Statistics shows the accumulated stats for the Railjack after all avionics components and armaments are installed. Battle. Onboard systems unique to Railjack. These work like Warframe abilities but are Railjack specific. Integrated. Passive stat increase for Railjack's weapons, shields, and more. Tactical. Real-time utility avionics for heated battle decisions. Upgraded. Just like modding anything in Warframe, Railjack has an avionics capacity, which represents the space available to add avionics by using Dirac. The currency gained from scrapping or completing Railjack missions. You can upgrade in avionics in 2 purposes. Grid. The slots which avionics are placed. Each grid can be upgraded with Dirac to a max of 3 times, thus being able to hold stronger avionics. Avionics themselves can also be upgraded using Dirac, similar to the mods you know now. The higher the upgrade, the higher the cost to equip in your grid. So it sounds like Dirac is like Endo. Houses. We have Meet House Levan, makers of Railjack technology from the Old War. Specializing in engines and shields, House Levan focused on delivering rock-solid technology at a lower resource cost. Their components were the backbone of the Orokin fleet, but lacked the customization required by elite units. So, you know, they're the trash tier. That's what I'm hearing. Meet House Vidar, makers of a Railjack technology from the Old War. The House Vidar were material specialists that made a name for themselves with a shrewd balancing of performance and cost. The ability of their hull and armor components to withstand extreme elements earned them the loyalty of specialized units. Interesting. We have Meet House Zekti, makers of Railjack technology from the Old War. House Zekti's components were considered the best of the best. However, their exorbitant resource and energy requirements meant that only the fleet's most important vessels could be outfitted with Zekti technology, aka that's what we're going for. We're not messing around with the other one. Zekti is our aim. We're trying to be big rollers in here, okay? There are different houses of Railjack components, armaments, and avionics, Levan, Vidar, and Zekti, that offer different strengths and weaknesses, allowing you to further customize your Railjack upgrading experience. Many of the same avionics exist across the houses. For example, you will find 3 different versions of the avionic anode cell, a Levan version, a Vidar version, and a Zekti version. Scrapping can also be done to your avionics for more Dirac. New Railjack damage and status effect types. Ooh! Through the components, armaments, and avionics, you'll notice a new damage and status effect type. These new damage and status effect types are unique to Railjack's escalated combat space. Things get crazy out in space. Particle damage results in a tear status effect. Tears holes into the hulls of the enemy ship, allowing players to deal increased damage. Ballistic damage results in concuss status effects. Concuss the crew aboard the ship. Enemy has reduced aim and damage. Interesting. Plasma damage results in a decompress status effect. Puncture holes into the armor/shields of the enemy ship, decreasing the overall shield/armor value. Incendiary damage results in a sear status effect. Rounds burn through the hull of the ship, dealing damage over time. Ionic damage results in a scramble status effect. Temporarily disable the enemy's flight controls. Chem damage results in an intoxicate status effect. Confuses enemy pilot. Enemy will target anyone around them. Okay, so that's a little radiation moment. Frost damage. Okay, that doesn't really change too much. Results in immobilized status effect. Ship controls freeze, causing the enemy ship to fly forward to a stop. Alright. So we have the Railjack payload. Prepare your mission at hand by stocking in the dry dock. Consuming specific resources, you can craft the following in advance. Revelite. The Omni Gear item requires Revelite to carry out repairs your Railjack as you take damage in battle. Flux energy. Battle and tactical avionics use flux energy. Dome charge. Dome charges are consumed by the forward artillery, so that's the big old cannon. Munitions are required to launch ordnances, so they were talking about missiles and stuff like that on the last dev stream. These items can also be crafted in your Railjack in the heat of battle as you collect resources in real time. Explained below under Resource Forge, so don't worry if your resource wall is a bit dry before you take flight. Alright, so there's all of the intrinsics that we're taking a look at. Intrinsics, the skill point base system is your personal home base for core progression aboard your Railjack. Intrinsics determine how efficient and effective your personal skills are when in flight. From the artillery, you can equip your Railjack maneuvering skills and much more. Each intrinsic has a max rank of 10, with each rank granting a better boost towards its respective intrinsic. As the intrinsic rank grows, so does the cost at which it requires you to be ranked up. Each intrinsic point spent earns you, sorry, I got excited, 1,500 mastery. If you complete 10 ranks in a given intrinsic, that'll be 15,000 mastery. Months from now, if you complete 10 ranks in every intrinsic, that will be 60,000 mastery. Earning intrinsics are earned by completing Railjack missions and by performing actions to aid in the success of the mission, repairs, boarding party combat, etc. Spending. Intrinsics are general skill currency that can be allocated to whichever Railjack skill you want. These can be boosted when you're back on your dry dock or in the profile menu in your orbiter. Tactical. Increases your focus on the big picture of battle. Improved tactical skills such as recalling back to the Railjack, powerful tactical deployment abilities, and more. Piloting. Forge a bond with the vessel. Improved pilot skills with Railjack maneuvers like dodge and drift, asteroid collision damage reduction, and more. Gunnery. Unlock the deadly power of your arsenal. Improved gunnery skills towards your Railjack's weaponry. Access the Arcwing catapult and more. Oh, we gotta do that to access the Arcwing catapult. Damn! Alright, engineering. Mend the scars of battle and feed the war machine. Improved engineering skills to bolster battle crafting yields, forged payload items in real time, and more. Then command will be coming in 2020. As you guys know, that is going to be more of the solo focus type. In an upcoming Empyrean expansion, the command intrinsics will be available to increase the efficiency of your onboard Railjack crew. Wow, those were words that didn't want to come out right. When the command intrinsic launches in 2020, we will also offer a chance to rebalance your intrinsic skills, thus refunding you all of your spent intrinsics to edit your skills however you please with the addition of command. So as you can see right here, there's all the ways to customize your ship. Truly the most important and crucial element to Railjack are the customizations. Here you can choose your Railjack's exterior and interior colors, give it a personalized name fit for battle, slap on a glyph code of your choice, apply a Railjack skin if you're a Jar Jar Binks hater, and choose the wear and tear level. Sticks and stones won't break Tenno bones, but the void of space will judge your fashion frame choices. It will, and so will I. Railjack mission regions. Proxima Earth, Saturn Deep Space. Saturn and Deep Space, I guess is what they're saying. Sorry, I missed out a comma there. A new selection of missions in the Proxima regions of planets and space have appeared. If you don't have a Railjack or are waiting to join another crew, you can do so using the Join a Crew toggle on the star chart. If you want to use your own Railjack, you can form a crew and host the mission by starting it from the navigation of your Railjack. You can enter your Railjack from the dry dock itself via the Railjack Express console at the back of your orbiter. Oh, okay! There's one at the back of my orbiter, located just outside the personal quarters, or by accessing the Board Railjack option from the menu of your orbiter. Ooh, okay. Return to the orbiter is also available while on the Railjack suite. Change your Warframe's loadout before taking flight by accessing the arsenal located within your Railjack, across from the boarding port. The arsenal is disabled once you have taken off, so select the best gear for the mission beforehand. So keep in mind, you can't change your loadout while you're in your Railjack, which is kind of weird because you'd assume it's a bigger ship than your orbiter, but apparently it's not a thing. Earth Proxima is the beginning region for Empyrean. It is here where you will experience the tried and true exterminate missions with the added twist of taking down points of interest that offer you an additional challenge. You will be able to earn important avionics and resources here to grow more powerful. All affinity earned will count towards intrinsic points, which will allow you to progress in your chosen intrinsics. You can specialize or be a jack of all trades. The choice is completely up to you. Number 1, free flight. We recommend starting here, a free flight mode that allows you to practice flying, boarding, and more. No affinity is earned here. Okay, gross. So we have, I think that these are the list of all of the different places that you can go. So I'm not going to read that out to you because you can see it on your screen if you really want to hear it. But interestingly enough, we have the Exoda Temple. That is a really interesting thing. That sounds like some sort of historical outpost. We also have the Minhast Station. All right, we have Saturn Proxima. Requires rank 3 intrinsic in any category. Once you have completed all Earth Proxima nodes, you or a crew member may have high enough intrinsic points to unlock Saturn Proxima. Here you will find better gear and missions that have more complexity than just exterminate. Good luck. Anything interesting? There's a rest, which I'm wondering if maybe, that's kind of like a rest stop for ships. All of these gaps. Saturn is very gappy. There's a lot of holes to be filled. And then we have Veil Proxima, requires rank 7 intrinsic in any category. Veil Proxima is a mysterious region. Only the best will survive it, and what they will find will change things forever. Is this where New War begins? Interesting. Look, there's a warfield. There's a warfield. There's a warfield. That's where New War is going to start anew. Interesting. We also have Ganalin's Grave and Nisugrid. I like it. All right. It's a little bit of lore just through the names, right? In-flight operations. While the heat of battle rages on outside the glass of your Railjack, there will be plenty to do inside to maintain not only your Railjack survivability, but also your team's survivability. There are 3 turrets aboard this Railjack, 1 in the pilot seat and 2 on the port and starboard states. Each turret is also equipped with ordnance for your destruction pleasures. The Railjack has 6 emergency exits that will eject you into space via your Arcwing towards the top of... The top? Aft? Is aft an actual thing? Because that's 2 afts now. Of the Railjack holds your Arcwing catapult that gunnery intrinsic rank 3 will be able to access. Boarding parties. Sometimes a fight gets brought to you. Tenno incoming enemy ram sleds will puncture your Railjack with enemies spilling out into your interior for combat. Their job is to inflict as much damage as possible to the Railjack, resulting in continued fires, while also seeking out your crew. Taking out these boarding parties will be crucial to the health of your Railjack. Tactical menu. Prerequisite tactical intrinsic rank 1. The higher your tactical intrinsic skill, the more enhanced your tactical menu will become. By pressing the default L key, your view will shift to aid you and your squad mates in real-time action. Railjack tactical abilities. Located on the tactical menu of your screen, your chosen Railjack tactical avionics that you equipped back in the dry dock are accessed here. These abilities reflect the Railjack as a whole, such as Void Cloak. Although these tactical abilities do not have cooldown, they do not draw from the Railjack Flux energy pool. Oh, they do have a cooldown, but don't draw from the pool. Okay. Minimap, squad stats, and tasks. The initial minimap shown represents your own. Pressing the tab, the default tab, will shift the view between you and your squad mates in their minimap location. Here you will also see their vitals, location name, and option to remote drop their respective Warframe ability if things are on fire. Literally. Or your Railjack Flux energy pool is depleted, you can suggest tasks for your squad mates to do, which Sai will graciously instruct them to do. So tactical is where you get to bitch at people. Do I want this? I might want this. I'm just saying. Remote Warframe abilities. The tactical menu allows you to remote detonate Warframe abilities to, respective to the Warframes in your squad. See your Wukong squad mate being overtaken while aboard an enemy cruise ship. Remote drop a Celestial Twin right beside them for backup. So as you can see, here's a list. Ash has Smoke Screen at location. Atlas has Spawn Rumbler at location. Banshee has Silence. Baruch has Lull at location. Chroma has Elemental Ward. Ember has Fire Blast. Equinox Rest and Rage. Excalibur / Excalibur Umbra. Radial Blind / Radial Howl. Frost Snow Globe at location. Garah Splinter Storm on Ally. Garuda Blood Altar at location. Gauss Thermal Center. I wonder how Blood Altar will work. Will it target an enemy? Do you need to target an enemy? Grendel, nourish enemy target plus buff allies. Harrow, Covenant. Hildren is Pillage. Hydroid Tempest Barrage at location. Anaros, Devour an enemy target. Oh god, the worst. Avar, well, I don't know, we'll see. Avara, Sleep Arrow. Kahora, Ensnare an enemy target. That one's gonna be really juicy. Limbo, Cataclysm at location. That could be a bit of a bitch. Loki, Decoy at location. Really? That's really rude of you. We could have been invisible or radially disarmed. That's rude. Magnetize at location / on enemy target. Mesa, Shatter Shield on ally. That's a nice one. Mirage, Sleight of Hand at location. That one would be interesting. Necros, Terrify at location. Nirja, Divine Spears. That's a good one. Nidus, Larva at location. Nova, Null Star on ally. Nyx, Mind Control enemy target. Meh. Oberon, Reckoning at location. That could be a good one. Octavia, Resonator at target. Revenant, Enthrall enemy target. That could spread pretty well though. Rhino Stomp. Nice. Saren, Molt at location. That's also rude. Garbage, Trash. Who cares? Trinity, Energy Vampire enemy target. Nice. Valkyrie, Warcry at location. Vauban, Photon Strike at location. Volt Speed at location. Boo, don't do that to me. Wisp, Breach Surge at location. That's jutsi. Wukong, Celestial Twin at location and tied to closest ally. Does that mean that I could get a twin of a different Warframe? Because it says tied to closest ally. Just putting that out there. And Zephyr, Tornado at location. These Warframe ability drops require Flux Energy at the cost of your Railjack's Flux Energy pool, so use wisely. Those with the top tier tactical intrinsic rank will see reduced Flux Energy costs and reduced cooldown times. Nice. Fires and hulls and breaches. Upon Railjack taking health damage... Oh, page not found? Okay. Fires will start to litter the many levels and corners of the Railjack. By equipping the Omni item, your gear wheel, this will automatically be given to you when you board a Railjack. You can target these fires and extinguish them. If you fail to extinguish all the fires with haste, a hull breach will occur. Hull breaches are represented in the minimap as a red flame icons as opposed to the normal fires, which are orange. A hull breach is serious business, and Sai isn't messing around when he says that critical failure is imminent. Once fires and hull breaches have been fully extinguished, the Railjack's health will be restored. If hull breaches are not extinguished within the given time on the UI, the mission will fail. That is a fail. The Omni is not infinite and does require its own ammo. called Revelite. Revelite can be crafted in the payload screen back on the dry dock or on board the Railjack in real time. See the Resource Forge section. Resource Forge, located in the aft bunker of the Railjack, is the forging bay. Similar to the payload screen on the dry dock, you can forge Revelite, flux energy, dome charges, and munitions in real time as the munitions progress. Copernicks, cubic diodes, carbides, and pustules collected throughout the mission are directly attributed to this screen and are eligible for forging. All resources earned in Railjack missions that are not spent forging will be awarded upon a successful end of mission. New Railjack resources. Railjack resources are littered out in that vast starry void of never-ending stars. These will be crucial to collecting to advanced technology of your Railjack. So we have ISOs, Arquix capacitors, Gallos rods, comms, Trashons. We're gonna skip that one. Baracoid, Kesslers, Fresnels, Titanium, Nullstones, Asterite. New rewards. Alongside resources listed above, new and familiar rewards await you in Railjack missions. Wreckage, components, and armaments. Components and armaments from the old war exist as wreckage in the Proxima regions. Find these and repair them to use them. You can repair these by contributing resources like Foundry built but done in the dry dock or instantly with a repair rush drone. Avionics, Battle Integrated Tacticals. Avionics are your key to upgrading Railjack. Obtain these to increase your offensive, defense, and tactical prowess. These can be upgraded with Dirac below. Over 60 avionics are out there. Find them all, Tenno. Riven Slivers. Okay. Introduced in Update 26, the Old Blood bring 10 of these to Palladino for a Riven, limited to 1 Riven per week. Then we have Forma Blueprints. I'm excited for that one. Players have often requested an alternate path to obtain Forma Blueprints. Forma Blueprints can be found in the rewards of Railjack. Dirac is a powerful resource that makes your avionics and Railjack stronger. Use it to upgrade your Railjack's grid and avionics. We have Kuva, Captura scenes, and more mysteries within the Veil Proxima. The deeper you venture into the unknown, the greater quality of the reward, and thus concludes our guide to Railjack. We hope you have a safe and pleasant flight. Awesome! Now, we have the new Deluxe items. So as you can see here, we have Excalibur Deluxe. You get the Excalibur Zato skin, the Oku Nikana skin, Excalibur Zato collection, which has the Zato skin, Zato Sugatra, and the Oku Nikana skin. They also have the Operator's Zato collection. You can find these all in the video that I did a little bit earlier. Again, linked down in the description box below, as well as a cookie up there. New reinforcements, the Quelor. The Quelor has standard issue Dax Railjack crews of the Old War dating back to the earliest pre-Sigma StarCraft. A rapid fire assault rifle with hefty magazine size, the Quelor is an all-around workhorse. The pennant is the steel flag of the Old War crews, or the Old War Railjack crews. The pennant was invaluable in repelling borders. They did mention the fact that its heavy attacks will actually contribute to its attack speed to make it speed up a little bit more. Again, watch the previous video. It's covered there. New cosmetics, the Zundi pistol skin. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. He's holding it right here. Again, previous video. Then they have the Parazon skin, the Saindana Kavat armor, and those are all of the Sigma series ones. They also have the armor bundle there as well. There's a grand bundle that contains all of that. There's also the new Calibero Railjack skin and the Sungen Railjack skin. Again, previous video. We also have new market items. I told you, this is where I'm like, really? Dirac, consumed to upgrade Railjack grid and avionics. We have the Rush Repair Drone, the single-use item, instantly repairs wreckage in the dry dock. Then we have the Lavan, Zekti, and Vidar avionics bundle. We also have some interesting things. Arc gun changes. This made me cry. I cried, literally. We have rebalanced arc guns in Arcwing mode only. Held arc guns in atmospheric ground combat is unaffected. Submersible Arcwing now uses your weapons like open world Arcwing does. Arc guns in Arcwing modes. All hit scan Arcwing weapons converted to projectile when in space. But why do you hate me so? Increased fall-off range from 200 to 400 to 300 to 600. Increased minimum fall-off damage from 10% to 50%. Increased the projectile speed of the Kuva Ayanga while in space. We have ribbon disposition changes, which are going to be in a completely different video. There's just too much to cover here. And then let's see. I don't really feel like there's anything here. There's some fixes, general additions. Again, I will leave this down in the description box below the article itself, just in case you need to check on it. Vauban's Flechette Orb damage multiplier now scales based on average enemy level in range. Always nice. Again, didn't find anything to be of any interest necessarily here in the general changes. But I will say one thing. I searched up hashtag trashbag. Didn't find any changes on that. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and jump into game, customize my Railjack, and do all of that good stuff. If you see this video live, that also probably means that I am currently streaming over at twitch.tv/agayGuyPlays if you want to go and watch. Regardless, that's going to do it for me for now. Hopefully that gave you some enlightenment on what is going on with all of Empyrean. Let me know down in the comments below exactly how you feel about everything you heard so far. What are you the most excited about? What are you the least excited about? I feel like somebody might have just heard me say go watch me on Twitch, because clearly that's there. Regardless, that's going to do it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and let me know what type of turnover you are in the comments below. Listen, it was really not that rhythmic at all. Regardless, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.